I don't think I've ever been more confused, annoyed, perplexed, or overall angry about a movie trailer. Minecraft is one of those games where people would die for a movie on the big screen, but you know, one that is actually good. In the Captain Sparkles video where he reacted to the teaser, he said that he had a reunion with Rob McElhenney where they discussed what a good Minecraft movie would be. At that time, Rob was supposed to be the director of the movie, but that has changed. Now, the Minecraft movie is being directed by Jared Hess, the same guy that did Napoleon Dynamite. That's insane. If you Google Jared Hess and see his movies, you can see how crazy his top 3 movies are. This is like when Roderick from the Diary of a Wimpy Kid franchise was in Oppenheimer. I want this movie to be good, but after watching the teaser, I don't know if that's gonna be possible. Let's watch the teaser and tell you all my problems with it, because why not? Three seconds in and I have a problem already. There's been this trend where movie trailers grab a song and make it as cinematical and intense as possible. Can we stop that? You do not have to bring the Beatles into this. Okay, now, this isn't that bad. At least this first screenshot was fine for me the first time I saw it. I like the way the clouds look, they look as how my shaders in the game make them look. And the visible water is fine as well. The only issue, and it will be one progressing to the teaser, is this. Why make it realistic? Like, who actually approved this? Were they high? I bet they were, because the rest of the teaser is weirder. Okay, I will admit the first time I watched this, I was like, okay, this is going really well. But after further inspection, this is weird, like disgustingly weird. The mountains look sick, but they only do because they're only so far away that we can truly see them in detail. The trees look fine. I bet some people have problems with them. I know Philza does.
What is this ultra realistic texture pack that they're fucking rocking, and what it looks like they're playing a modded version of Minecraft?
I think they look cool. I think that's the most minimal way of finding a tree from the game to the movie in the most adequate way. But definitely the weirdest and strangest thing in this frame is the actors. The cast for this movie is Jason Momoa, I don't know why he's here, Emma Myers, Daniel Brooks, and Sebastian Eugene. To be honest, in this movie, I don't mind the A-list of actors that show up in this movie, but what I do mind is how horrible 4 humans look in this world. It's cursed, it's weird, and that wouldn't be the first impression I would want from a movie for a fandom that is really demanding of adaptations and actually care about the game. Let's continue. Okay, this is where the bomb landed. What the f is this? I see this ship in my dreams. I see when I'm crossing the street. I see a lot of people saying stuff about the fur. I don't mind it too much. Trust me, there's a bigger and scarier thing on this ship. For reference, we obviously grabbed the original ship and see what they did wrong. You see, they saw their face and said, what if we kept his eyes like Minecraft, but we made them have a completely realistic mouth, with teeth, and a tongue? Couldn't you just keep all the face Minecraft? The ship looks like it's dying, bro. And of course, for movie's sake, you had to add a little, what the hell? To indicate that this was a little funny haha moment.
What the hell?
And actually, let's stay here, because there is also an important thing to talk about, and that is this weird Tesseract looking thing. If you're a person that perhaps isn't familiar with Minecraft, or maybe has played a little, let me remind you that neither of us know what this really is. I genuinely don't know where they grabbed this thing from, and I don't want to sound like the annoying little fan that's always correcting a movie for a small wrong error they had, but like, you can't just mix shit up, especially in a Minecraft movie. Now, maybe I am overthinking this stupid little cube when you might have a smaller role in the movie, but I just know what that cube is. I have a theory for what this cube is supposed to be, but I won't tell you until the end because daddy needs our attention, baby. The gas looks fine too. Maybe his skin is a little too leathery. I feel like it's not the skin he would have, but that's fine. Actually, it said leather, but it might just be like rock, and I don't think the mob in the game looks like that or gives the impression that it's made of stone. Let's move on to the piglins, and in this part of the frame they're flying in a strapped platform to a ghast, which you can do in the game, but for this time only I'll allow you to do because it's actually kinda cool. What's not actually kinda cool is the piglins, with yet again the realism problem. The glowing eyes is cool, I do like that part, but again, they look cursed. And here's what I make a suggestion that explains how we'll have made the visual side of the movie. Why not animate it? The Mario movie was animated and was upgraded to a certain reality scale and did extremely well, like really good, and it is animated. Why not do that? It doesn't have to be like Mario. You could do a mix of the story mode style and the Minecraft update trailer style. They're really good by themselves, and with that mix, I feel like it could benefit more than whatever this is. Whatever, let's move on. This script is 4 pages long, and we're not even past the half of the trailer. Wolf looks fine. Let's move on. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever felt more of a nerd ever, bro. Holy crap, what the f did you just make? First, the kid puts what seems to be iron ingots and some sticks in like a random position, but then it cuts to Jason Momoa about to hit the table, because we all know you have to punch the crafting table in the game to craft stuff, and the materials that we had before are just bundled up all together, and he makes 2 buckets connected with a chain? Huh? Now I do feel like we are missing some context here. For a trailer that has to be short, you cannot just show the full story. So yeah, maybe there was something cut away that we couldn't see, but like really? 2 buckets for what seems like 3 iron ingots? What they basically did in this teaser was to show that the industry heads actually do dabble in the Minecraft and know there's crafting in the game. They don't know what they just did, but they did something. They show funny haha sheep, and it's just stressful. It's especially stressful when you know good video game adaptations can actually happen. Think Arcane, that is so good, and I'm actually kinda excited for the second season. And see The Last of Us, good adaptations can happen, but if an industry that only cares about the money does it, it's just this mess of a movie that looks and is probably made by AI. But yet again, I can't trash on this movie too much because it's a teaser. But it's the same feeling that you get when you see a trailer for a new Ubisoft game or something like that and you just know it's gonna be bad. If you could see me writing this right now, I actually have like a frown in my face.
Anything you can dream.
Hey, this was the funniest thing of the teaser. And I mean funny as actually funny. The only thing bothering me is that the cube is way too small. Make it a bit bigger.
About here you can make.
We already talked about the piglins, they look weird. But in this frame, there is this one thing that bothers me for no reason. It's something that you could understand if you actually watch the movie, but what the f did this sign mean? Is Steve's lava chicken? Is Steve on drugs? Oh my god, I can sense this scene already. Jason Momoa is gonna say, he's right behind me, isn't he? And he just floating dies. This is so predictable and it's so sad. However, I will be going to watch this movie. You know what would be cool? If he says creeper, man, and also explodes. That will be peak cinema. You will get put in top 10 Letterboxd movies. The nether actually looks sick. That is actually one of the few things I liked about the teaser so far. And you can see in this frame how there is like this little creature in the middle. Maybe it is the villain, I don't know. I don't know what to think of it, but sure.
Who are you?
I am Steve.
So Jack Black's in this, and I actually like that he's here because I love him. I am biased on this take, but I don't care, I love him. Now one thing here, and yet again we might be missing some context, but why does he create flames when showing up? Now let me show you this scene and guess what the characters will say next.
I am Steve.
Option number 1, what the f? Option number 2, great, my name is. Option number 3, what is going on right now? Option number 4, this guy is such a tool bag. If you chose option 4, you are correct.
Okay.
This guy is such a tool bag.
This is the most appropriate response to seeing Jack Black showing up from flames out of nowhere. Great choice. Then the title is revealed, and it is a Minecraft movie. I want you to notice something here on the title. Come closer. You notice the word a before Minecraft? That's an article. It means used before a noun that is general or when its identity is not known. I see it as an article that doesn't define a quantity. It's just one. It could be one of many. A Minecraft movie could possibly mean that this is not the only movie they'll do. Oh no. You thought this was the Minecraft movie? No. This is a Minecraft movie, you dumbass. And to end the teaser, they show one of the most funniest scenes ever. I swear, I don't think I've ever cold stared that much on my screen ever. What's the joke there? Where is the punchline? Am I supposed to laugh because the llama is dumb and they're just not aware of their surroundings? So stupid. It reveals the date, and you bet your ass I will be attending the premiere even though I just spoke all that trash. And that's the thing, they can do whatever they want with the movie because it is going to sell. No matter if it look better, if they hired Timothée Chalamet, or if freaking Tarantino directed it. People are going to see it because it's freaking Minecraft. Now it's the time of the video where I try and guess what the movie is going to be about. Now, there is a brief and almost vague description of the movie in the description of the video, but I wanted to actually use my brain and guess what it was going to be about. And guess what? It was so predictable that I didn't need to use my whole brain. Like any other video game movie, they get locked into a portal that takes them into the game and they fight and think about how they can escape, meeting various Easter eggs and famous characters we already know. And also, they somehow found that weird little blue cube that's probably the key for them to get out, but there's a scary villain that wants the cube for his energy, whatever that means. Why are they all like this? Can't we make a story that doesn't involve people getting sucked by portals and already start inside the world of the game and expand the story that we already know? Is it really that hard to leave the formula? Jack Film said this interesting thing, which was this classic trope in literature known as audience surrogate. This is a type of character that knows as much as the audience and the protagonist as the questions the audience are wondering. It is common in movies like Harry Potter, detective movies, in The Matrix, and so on. The thing is that this movie is about Minecraft, a game that has sold 1 billion copies since 2009. It is a movie dedicated to the Minecraft fanbase, so the audience surrogate formula doesn't work here at all. And to suck even more, we have 4 characters to do the questioning. I can already imagine all the things they're gonna say. This is so blocky. You're being so square right now. Why is the shape like that? Why do the trees just flow like that? Ugh! This is the end of the video. If you like the video, make sure to like it and subscribe for more video essays like this. Also, check out some of my other videos that are up right now. You might like some of those. Thank you and see you later.